I'm delighted she's here. Elizabeth Kuyper.
I wrote this quite some time ago when I used to live in England, so I appreciate the opportunity for having something to do with it. It's just been sitting in my computer. Sorry, is that part of my time? I edited, I cut, I timed it, but then I didn't time it with audience reaction, so. He had me at Harry Potter. And 5 o'clock came again. Although I was pleased it was the end of my workday at the bleak government office, I did not look forward to descending into the bowels of the London Underground in a crammed elevator nagging me to mind the closed doors. Then winding and finding my way down to my platform through the rat maze that is Elephant and Castle Station. There should be a piece of cheese waiting at the end as a reward. I'm sure Scotland Yard could solve many a missing persons case by looking in all the nooks and crannies just beyond the bend, around the corner, up the stairs, around to the other side, across another platform, then back down another set of stairs. I pulled out my iPod and I threw in my earbuds. As the theme from Hawaii Five-0 began, I took a deep breath and down I went, and around I wove, and finally reached the platform. The one and only plus to being so far south on the tube line is that when the train arrives, it's not yet crowded, so I was able to get a very choice seat. As we journeyed along, more and more people got on, and sat, and stood, and stood, and sat. Another typical voyage home. And then he got on. He got on at Bank Station. He had to duck his head to get into the car. Though he wore an expensive, fitted suit, his dark, wavy hair was just long enough to show that he was no conformist. His chiseled jawline highlighted a late 5 o'clock shadow, and a weathered leather satchel hung off his left shoulder. He looked around for a spot to avoid the still embarking crowd, and for an ephemeral moment, his poet's eyes blazed through his rimless glasses into my very core, and I knew he would move heaven and earth to defend my honor. The doors whooshed closed as he found a spot to stand, just to the left of where I sat, and grabbing the overhead rail, he averted his glance, no doubt so as not to reveal too much of his unfathomable soul too soon. As the train accelerated, along with the beating of my heart, out of the station and into the darkness, he reached into his satchel, his long, sensitive fingers nearly brushing my arm, and pulled out the hardback version of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I froze with wonder, immediately dismissing my first thought, which was, geez, dude, catch up. The 5th book's coming out in like a week. Sheesh, where you been? And instead, I embraced my fate. My heart was his. I watched his eyes as they wandered across the page, and grateful that he didn't move his lips as he read. And I wondered, what part is he on? I dared not interrupt his journey at Hogwarts with my fervent desire to proclaim aloud that I could love him forever. This is what our nights will be like as we settle in together. I watching you read, you reading to me aloud, as I fall asleep in your arms and listening to your deep, soothing voice. The train came into a halt at the next station. More people shoved on, blocking the view between us. It was our first separation. It was tough not being able to see each other. I tried to adjust my angle so I could at least see his eyes again, sense what he was thinking, feeling. I knew I had to be strong and let some time pass before the moment would be right to see him again. 2 more stops came and went. It felt like eternity, but suddenly there he was, standing right in front of me. I stole a gasp of air, wondering if I dared be the one to speak up first, open myself up and be vulnerable, let him know honestly and truly just how much I missed him. The person sitting next to me arose, leaving the seat unoccupied. A clear path for him to sit down right next to me, and I knew this was the sign. This was it. The moment of truth. It was time to come clean, lay it all out, and let the chips fall where they may. In an action I would normally find commendable, he turned and offered his seat, to another woman who had been standing nearby. My insides lurched with doubt. Is he really just being a gentleman? Something I should love him even more for? Or is he avoiding me? Who is this woman, and just how much does she mean to him? Should I know about her? Were there signs all along that I was simply too blind to see? I was confused. I felt betrayed. I was ready to walk off into the sunset, give all of myself to this man. And in an instant, our whole future and happiness and life together disappeared as quickly as it had formed. I said nothing. I remained controlled and calm on the outside, but on the inside, my heart was shattered. It was over. I had to accept it. It was best we went our separate ways, knowing we wanted different things. He left me for good at East Finchley. At Finchley Central, I emerged alone. Alone, but stronger and wiser. For it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.